Welcome to my analysis of the Scream by Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch was a Norwegian artist associated with symbolism and expressionism. He frequently portrayed emotional reactions to his personal life experiences. His expressionist style, which the Scream is an example of, was developed after he saw the works of Vincent van Gogh, Paul Gauguin and Claude Monet on his visits abroad. Munch painted the Scream in 1893. It is his most famous work and considered to be the second most iconic human figure in the history of Western art after Mona Lisa. There are 4 known color versions of the Scream using combinations of oil, tempera, pastel and crayon and cardboard. There was also one lithograph version produced in 1895, allowing the painting to be reproduced. Munch had a troubled childhood. He grew up in a family of poor health and modest economic means, and in his own words, having inherited 2 of mankind's most frightful enemies, the heritage of consumption and insanity. His father, Christian Munch, was a very religious, stern and conservative man who had a strong influence on him. When Munch was 5 years old, he lost his mother to a bacterial infection disease called tuberculosis. A fate also suffered by his old sister Johann Sophie and his grandfather Edvard Munch, who was insane at the time of his death. He once said, "Illness, insanity and death were the black angels that kept watch over my cradle and accompanied me all my life." The original title of the painting is the Norwegian word skrik, which can be translated to shriek or scream of terror. And many people might look at the painting and think that the character is the one who's screaming, and hence the title The Scream. However, the painting comes with a narrative that Munch himself wrote in a diary. He says, "I was walking along the road with 2 friends. The sun went down. Suddenly the sky turned blood red. There was blood and tongues of fire above the blue-black fjord and the city. My friends went on and I stood there, trembling with anxiety, and I sensed an infinite scream passing through nature." It is clear from Munch's narrative that it is the nature that is screaming, and the character is probably covering his or her ears in a futile attempt to smother the sound. In fact, Munch's title for this painting in German is Der Schrei der Natur, literally the scream of nature. It is worth mentioning that at the time that Munch may have made his work, a slaughterhouse and a mental asylum were located nearby. It has been suggested that a possible reason for Munch walking in this area was that he was visiting his younger sister Laura, who had recently been admitted into the asylum. Through his life, Munch himself was troubled with alcoholism, emotional crisis and nervous breakdowns. Indeed, the themes of love, sickness, melancholy and death were present in many of his paintings. Among them were a series of paintings called The Frieze of Life, which the Scream was also a part of. In the end, the recurrent themes of hardship, grief, gloominess and Munch's conviction that he would eventually succumb to insanity are believed to have influenced his artistic style and subject matter above all else. Thank you for your attention.